Okay, so this is the second class in my closed guard symposium. In the first class, for those of you who weren't here, we just went over maintaining closed guard. We went over a couple different scenarios of how an opponent might try to open your guard and how to address that. I also shared my philosophy that, to me, closed guard is the mount of guard. It's the best guard you can have. Your opponent has the fewest number of options available to them, and you have like the world at your disposal in terms of sweeps and attacks. It's also really easy to turn defense into offense in closed guard, and we're going to talk about that today with the arm wrap. So the arm wrap for me, it's the best thing that you can get in closed guard, which is the best guard, and I'm going to use Jason to demonstrate the arm wrap. First, I want to talk about a couple ways to get the arm wrap, and then we're going to go over attacks once you get it. So just so you can see it, when I say arm wrap, all I mean is I have an overhook on one of his arms, and ideally I have his collar in my hand as well. This is like fantastic. I have posture control and I have one of his arms so he can't go anywhere. I can open my legs if I wanted to right now. He's not going anywhere, right? And all I've done again is an overhook on the arm. So to get that, there's one kind of hard way to get there and then one that's gonna be probably the way you get it the most. But I wanna go over the first one that's the harder one to get just because it's a response to him trying to stand. So if Jason's in my closed guard, the traditional, like I'm gonna stand closed guard opening is one hand high and one hand low. And we talked about this at the last class. We're gonna attack the top hand because it's closer to us. So I'm going to get a cross grip on the sleeve. I'm gonna come under his hand with my outside hand and I'm gonna grab my own wrist. This gives me some reinforcement, which makes it a lot easier to pop the grip. So to get an arm wrap here, all I need is my arm on the inside and to lock down. And this is where the battle's gonna be. Jason's a big, strong guy. This is gonna be really hard for me to control his arm. So when I show the arm wrap, once I get the break, I wanna pull with my legs and extend as far as I can. And this gives me a head start to get around. If we just sit here and I try to break his grip, and this is kind of hard. So again, I wanna break the grip, and as soon as I do that, I wanna launch him over my head by doing a little crunch and pulling my knees in. Now I have a head start to get around, and I want to think about using my elbow to push on the inside of his arm to open up some space to give me this. This is all I'm trying to get. My elbow clamped down on the outside and keep a hold of the grip so that I can take a second and get the gi. Any questions about this? I'll show it one more time.
I just got one quick one.
For sure.
When you clamp down the arm,
Yep.
What if you can't actually reach across to get the gi?
Sure.
Do you still just keep it clamped and,
Yep.
and just be trying,
Yeah.
or?
So when you have closed guard, in general, you can take your time, generally. He's gonna be trying to escape, but like I'm in control here and I can respond to what he's doing, and there's only so many things he can do. The arm wrap is like an extension of that. As soon as I have this, like if I can clamp here, I can let go and just have this. And this is good. Like this is still an arm wrap, and I can take my time with this. But if I have his sleeve and I've got him here and I'm holding this and I've got his posture broken down, I can take my time. I'm not letting the sleeve go. And like he can try to fight me here, but like try to pull your arm back. I can't.
Okay.
So you can take your time and get that cross collar before you let the sleeve go.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go with our partners, try that 2 times each, and then we'll come back. 3, 2, 1. Does anyone have any questions about getting the arm wrap that we just went over? Any issues you guys ran into? Cool. So I'm gonna go over what is probably gonna be the way you get this most of the time in closed guard. The first one is awesome if they give you their arm high, but sometimes they won't do that. Sometimes they'll have their hands low, maybe their posture's low, maybe they've got arms high up in your armpits, they're trying to push away. Any scenario that's not the one that we just went over, it's possible to get an arm wrap if their hands are here, here, here. There's a couple things. When we went over this in the first class, if their hands are on you and they're trying to get some leverage posture, you can get the elbows flare and pull in. Anytime I have some daylight in between like his arm and me is when I can get a grip on his arm and transfer to an arm wrap. If his hands are like kind of here, I can swim like this pull, arm wrap, arm wrap. There's just too many scenarios to cover all of them, but just being cognizant of the fact that as soon as I see some daylight, I can get an arm wrap, even if it's like I've got to grab his wrist, and I sit up, I'm going for a Kimura, he bumps me down, arm wrap. So there's tons of ways to get it from closed guard, so it's too hard to cover them all. I just want you guys like having the mind picture that his arms are here, and I can grab it at any time and give myself an arm wrap. So he's got hands here, swim, arm wrap, both sides. I can take my time now, hand one side of the gi, or whatever. Make sense? Any questions about that? Cool. So now that we have the arm wrap, let's pretend I have the ideal arm wrap, and I've got overhook and I've got collar here. The first submission I'm going to talk about is a cross choke. So if you notice, I have a nice handful, 2-ply of his gi, and it's cutting in. You guys can come to this side if you want.
You can already see the blood.
I'll let go a little bit.
Red
You get a little red. So I've got myself a 2-ply grip, and it doesn't have to be like super, super tight. Just as soon as I make a fist, it's cutting in. So rotate slightly. To finish off this choke, I need to get a choking hand on this side. There's a couple ways that I can do that. The easiest is if I can just grab some of this material here with my fingers, fold into my fist, and then I'm going to crunch and do this motion. So here, here, and I just hold it. I'm not squeezing super hard. After a while, he's going to go out. What the problem is that he still has this other hand. He's probably going to try to fight me, right? So this is going to be a bit of a hand fight. He can also put his head to his shoulder here. So what's a little bit easier to finish this is if I give myself a little slack and I come in low on his other lapel, grab here, make a fist, and then do it. Any questions on that? So I've got the arm wrap, 2-ply, I've given it to myself. If I can grab here and finish, that's awesome. It's easier, honestly, if I give myself a little space, lean away, make a little fist here, boom, crunch.
The knuckle going into the,
Yeah, I'm looking to get it right on his carotid artery, which is right here. I mean, and the nice thing about using a fist is there's tons of room for error. It's a little mean because I'm punching him in the neck, but again, you don't have to use that much force. You're just holding, and eventually he'll go out.
Is this the same thing as a punch choke?
Yeah, it's basically a punch choke. Yep. So you got here, I can grab here, I can grab here. The other thing I can do is let out a little slack here, whip around here, and this is the tightest one because now I've got my whole forearm pushing his head. So that's 3 options. Here, punch choke, or if he's really like this is committed, I can open this up with my thumb, slide it around. I'm gonna whip my whole arm around and get the choke that way. Any questions? Let's go with our partners. We'll try all those variations 2 times each, and then we'll come back. 3, 2, 1. Oh, you're good. Any questions at all about what we just went over? Cool. I want to make sure that we get this one on camera real quick, just because I scooted away from the phone. So again, we've got the arm wrap here. We've got a punch choke. We've got the whip around choke, or just grabbing some fabric on the back and pulling it. So those are the chokes. We also have a arm bar and omoplata that we can talk about. So if I have this, and he goes down on his elbow here, and he's like kind of crunching down, and it's kind of hard, what I can do is, because I have this structure, I can open up my feet and shrimp out a little bit. I keep the grip and everything else, and what I'm trying to do is find his elbow. Once I have that, I can reinforce it with my knee on his back, and it's an arm bar. It doesn't look like much, but you'll feel it. So again, this is in response to him crunching down, and it's gonna be tough to kind of get a choke. So we're here, and I'm trying to get fabric in, and he's like got his arm like this, like making a bicep. It's gonna be hard for me to get in here. So I'm gonna take what he gives me, shrimp out a little bit. I keep the grip and the arm wrap, and I'm just trying to find his elbow. You'll feel it. And then a little bit of pressure. Any questions? Yeah.
So it's that foot goes to the hip.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're in the close guard. So because I have this and he's crunching down, there's no threat of him going away. So I drop my feet. This shrimps out a little bit and goes in the hip. It's a good detail. And then I'm just finding his elbow, pinching. Any questions? Cool, try that 2 times each, and then we'll come back. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I went around to a couple folks. A couple folks had some different questions, so I just want to go over it one more time and explain a few things, and then I can answer questions. Is that cool? Okay, so arm Jason again. So we've got the arm wrap, and he's crunched down. And so again, this is in response to something he's doing. I'm not just like going for this. The reason is that his elbow is already like this, so it's already in a flex position, so that when I do this, you see how his arm is coming up off the ground, it's on my body? He can't like adjust and get out of it. Like he's already stuck kind of. So I am moving him away, and I'm also moving myself. And what I'm trying to feel for is his elbow getting caught. And once I feel like that, that's when I know I've got it. And so I saw a lot of people focusing on like the finishing details with the knee. I can finish this with just my arm. All I'm doing is pushing my elbow down onto his. His shoulder is I'm not great at physics, fulcrum. His hand is stuck and the braking is coming through his elbow. So once I can feel that, like I'm over his elbow, I just have to apply a little bit. The knee is just helping. The knee comes down, it's controlling his posture so that he can't go anywhere, and it makes it much easier. But I'm not breaking his arm with my knee. Does that help?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Any other questions about the arm bar there? Cool, so we're gonna move on to the omoplata from here. This goes hand in hand with this arm bar because it's got the same beginning position. So we come to here and I shrimp out a little bit. So I saw Greg do this. Greg turned his wrist. To break the arm in an arm bar, you have to like apply pressure in the direction of the pinky. That's which way the elbow's pointing. He turned his wrist so that Jason couldn't break his arm. So the next thing we'll progress to from here is an omoplata. So I have this leg free. I'm just gonna pull it over. If you're not very flexible, I can put my hand here, catch my foot, and pull it down. And I don't have to let go of anything. In fact, it's worse for him if I don't let go. I come out this way, shrimp out. I can keep this and finish here, or I can let go, sit out, and we can finish a traditional omoplata. For added fun, you can sit back and find his wrist and break his wrist while you break his shoulder. But we're not going to. I'll show that one more time. So again, it's the same setup of what we just did. You get the arm wrap however we get it. I'm like, cool, we're going to break Jason's arm, but he knows the defense. So I'm going to hit the omoplata. All I'm doing is this foot is coming over his shoulder. I want it close by his head. I can sit out. Again, I can keep everything, and that's great because he can't get away. But you can also just finish in traditional. I sit back, grab his belt here, break him down, break his wrist here. Any questions on this?
Can he still flip over when you're doing it that way with the arm?
Can he roll?
Yeah, can he still roll over?
I think it's going to be really hard
If you
for
have
him
the
to
collar,
do.
I definitely can't, but if you let go.
Like, can he initiate a roll away?
Yeah.
Not really, because I'm kind of holding him into this with this collar grip. I mean, if he does roll through, I just follow him up.
Okay.
It's great. Like he's giving himself into a sweep. I'll take it. You know, we can talk about in another class what to do off of omoplata. Darren does a lot of stuff from there. Any questions about transitioning from the armbar position into the omoplata? All right, let's try that 2 times each. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're short on time. There was one more attack I wanted to show off that, but we'll get to that next time. It's just a triangle off of where we were. Any questions about anything we went over today? I know some folks were struggling with finishing mechanics on the omoplata. I can send a video in the group so you guys can see that. As a newer person, newer to omoplatas, it's a tricky position, but keep practicing and you'll get it with additional instruction and getting reps and feeling how their body is and how your body is. But if there's no other questions, let's get mouth guards in and we'll get some sparring in. 1, 2, 3.